Okay, let's see what we got here today. Everybody on YouTube, thanks for watching. Appreciate your support. We've been getting a bunch more viewers. We had a good time at the YouTube call out, but it's time to crank it up just a little bit. So let's see what we have. Our new little surprise for the next time we're at the track. What could it be? It's from Summit. We got to use our Summit gift card the other day. Alright, this is a AEM air-fuel ratio gauge. So that's going in the car so that we can fine-tune our nitrous and make sure that we're getting the proper air-fuel ratio at higher RPMs, and then we'll be able to turn it up a little bit. Okay, this kit comes with the sensor that's going to go into the header collector. An extra gauge and faceplate here. All the wiring that you need to do the job. And the gauge itself. It's a digital gauge. It will have a little dial indicator and a digital readout all at the same time. Today we're working on actually installing that wideband sensor. So we've got the car jacked up with some floor jacks underneath it. The sensor has to be installed in a new bung, and that bung has to be at a 10-degree angle so that the sensor, if it collects any moisture, the water will drip off it as soon as possible to keep it reliable and to extend its life. So I took a look up underneath there, and you're supposed to put it within, or at least 18 inches away from the exhaust ports. So, you know, you're looking at the end of the header really. They have to be before any catalytic converters, but luckily, you know, in this situation we don't have that. So we have a connection pipe, a race pipe. So as it turns out, I was looking around underneath there, and I couldn't get a drill in to be able to get that 10-degree angle. I could come in right from the side, but I didn't really want to cheat it. So I'm going to actually mount it right at the end of the header collector where it goes into the race pipe connector. It's still 3 inches. It's just an inch or two back from where I was going to put it anyway, so it should be fine right there. And that'll also allow me to pull that piece out and work on it on the bench. So while we got it out on the bench, I'm going to weld the O2 bung in instead of using the clamp-on style no weld piece that I had. I was going to use this, but since I can't really get to the hole, and they give you a bung anyway in the kit with the O2 sensor, so as you can see, this clamps on, and basically you just weld nothing. So you just drill a hole. You need to drill like a 13/16 or a 7/8 hole, and just put this around it, and then there's a gasket that goes in between too to seal it off good. So we're going to just go ahead and not use this. I'll probably return it. It was about 40 bucks. It's a nice stainless steel heavy part, but unfortunately I just don't feel like I could get to the right angle to use it. So I think it'll be much easier to just remove the connection pipe, and we'll go from there. So let's pull that pipe off. I'll show you what it looks like under there. It's not like you have a lot of room to do things, especially when you're working in the garage on the floor. Hopefully one of these days I'll get a lift. And that's what they look like up underneath. You can see that oxygen sensor there. That there is normally how you mount them. That's why they're mounted in as an angle like that. So we're going to do the same thing over here on the driver's side. Okay, what we did here was I took a jack and jacked up the exhaust system here, because this is pretty hard to get freed out. You know, you just have enough clearance to push this up a little, pull this down a little, try to get this off-road pipe out of here. There we go. And that concludes that segment. Anyway, I like to, you know, this is a punch to start the hole, make a little tick mark. So we're using a hammer on it. You can get this thing. Okay, we got the welder set up. we're going to weld that bung in. Hopefully it'll work out good. I cleaned it up, degreased it. We'll have to see how it goes. A couple things I wanted to show you. Probably no one really knows about me, but I used to have a motorcycle shop, a chopper shop. We used to build big choppers and stuff like that. Like you see on sort of like Orange County choppers, 10.5 feet long bikes. So I figured I'd just share that with you. And here's a few pictures from the past. This is about 10 years ago. Here, the Resto pit bull that I did. That bike we built up from scratch. Big Bear Chopper Pro Street. Another Big Bear Chopper sled Springer. That was the Spade bike. Then this one here is a Devil's Advocate. That had a lot of flames and stuff like that on it. And then we rebuilt that bike into this bike a couple years later until it crashed. This was a picture of the old shop here. But anyway, I closed that up in about 2010. So that's some of my background. We did a lot of Harley maintenance and customization too. So, okay, out here we got the welder set up. We have argon and CO2 forming gas here. This is a MIG welder. This here is a snap-on 212. I've got this clamped in here. So at this angle be able to run a bead across there. I clamped the bung in. I don't want anything to move. We're going to ground out right on this side here. Okay, we've got a few things done here. Got that bung welded in, and then got it back up into place. As you can see over here, that's the new. I've had to put a new clamp. Everything's back in place here. No leaks. Checked it a couple times. Oxygen sensor on this side tied off so it doesn't hit the linkage. Goes up and you can see it up in there. I got to tie it back a little bit more. There is an air gap, but I like to secure it a little bit more. We just kind of have to tie it off one more time up on top. Okay, a couple things here. We've got this the wiring running down. We're going to tuck that away here. We're going to pick up a ground there. Here, two of these wires, red and black, we're going to pick up here for power and ground. The blue and the white are signals, and we'll probably figure out how to hook up a firewire later so that we can hook up to my SET for data logging, but for now we're just going to watch it. Okay, so what we have here now is, this is the fuse tap here. So we have 2 circuits here. So here's the hot wire for the AFR gauge, and then here's the ground. Everything's tucked away. Basically, to do this, we had to tap in up here to the duct. There's the air duct right up here, and we put our gauge right there. So this pops out, and then this is an Aeroforce gauge pod that I used to mount this. So as you can see, it's all set. Everything's tucked away here. Start it up, take a look at how the gauge works. Okay, at idle, it runs around between 14 and 13.5 to 14 maybe. Wide open throttle, we're about 11.5. For this install, just wanted to give you a heads up on that, and we're going to put that panel on the side and move on to the next mod. We'll see you at the track.